Did explain this to me some was the fact that students can now go to community colleges and technical centers free of charge. And he explained that to me earlier this afternoon before the speech, and really modeled after a program we called Educate and Grow in Sullivan County, where I'm from. Right currently in Sullivan County, any student that graduates from high school there can attend community college and or the technology center for free. So I think if we're going to reach that goal of 55% of Tennesseans having their college education to 2025, it takes a lot of thinking outside the box. Obviously, the one statement any of us would ask here in the state of Tennessee, how do you pay for this? And he has taken a portion of the lottery reserves and turned it into an endowment where we live off the interest of that. And what was surprising on something like this, I know that a good friend of mine, Jim Ayers, does this same thing down in Decatur County, I think Henderson County now. In Perry County, okay. If you require students to make sure that you take advantage of everything that's out there, with Pell Grant, lottery scholarship, etc., you'd be surprised how much little it takes. But most students don't realize that until they actually apply.
Did you just learned about this afternoon?
Yes, the governor. We talked about it in theory because Sullivan County has done this forever. But to know that he has put it into his budget, yes, it's afternoon.
Do you know how big an endowment this would be?
About $300 million.
So you might be able to speak from experience. Does this work as something to drive economic development?
I do think this drives economic development. And in my area in particular, if you think of the big area industries like Eastman and Domtar and others, they're using this to train their job force. And I can assure you, Eastman really believes in this. And so in Sullivan County, we have seen gains in students that are going to college. It's documented. So something like this statewide works. We look down in Decatur County and Perry County and Henderson County, it's working down there. So it's an exciting time.
I think there'll be some pushback on lowering lottery scholarships for those first 2 years to try to convince people to do this?
You know, I hope not. I mean, let's be honest, we've done all we can to protect that the lottery reserve fund. And this is going to draw it down lower than what many of us wanted in the past. But when you have something tangible that's coming from this and you set it aside and literally use it forever, then I think it's something we can live with. I talked to him about that to make sure that we don't get the lottery scholarship down too low, but I don't think we will.
What's the timetable on this?
That's a good question. I don't know. I've not seen the bill. I just talked to him this afternoon, but I would assume because it's money already set aside in the lottery scholarship, you may be talking about as early as this fall, but I'd have to see that to be sure.
Can I clarify my question a little bit?
Okay.
What he's proposing to do is, right now you get a $4,000 lottery scholarship to go to college.
Exactly.
He's saying we're going to take that down to $3,000 for those first 2 years to convince you to maybe look for this community college. Do you think that will cause some pushback?
As I say, probably, but in the end, it means more people going to college. I think, well, let's be honest about the lottery scholarship in general. I think we have seen that the majority of those people be going to college anyway, just the parents aren't paying as much as they would have ordinarily. I think that's proven, especially on four-year colleges. I'm not sure that's the case on the technology centers and the two-year schools. So I think taking that money and putting it into two-year schools and convincing people, who many will be first-generation people who are attending college, and I think that'll step in the right direction. Will it keep others from going to college? Probably not. I think they can come up with that money if they want to. Okay.
So $300 million endowment, you figure you can get going next year?
I don't, once again.
Okay, okay, all right.
No.
You mentioned $300 million.
It's $300 million, yeah, that's right, yes. But whether that gets going this year or next year, don't know. It's if you're taking it, pulling it out of the pot, so like it's meeting. Right, that's my opinion, I don't know. Then Eric said, Eric's not really, he's not real smart, you know what I'm saying? Carry on, friend.